Hello, welcome to the video, and today we're going to look at the PIRONMAN 5. So this is just a case for a Pi, the Pi 5, and hence play on words PIRONMAN. So this is what it is. It's a little case that comes with its own OLED. It presents an NVMe to it as well. So yeah, it's a nice little desktop sort of tower job for a Pi 5. So this is how it's turned up. Let's have a look. Okay, right. Oh well, it looks like there's a fair bit of stuff in here. Oh, and that's very Lego like. Look at that. Right, okay, let's get that to one side. Start undoing it. So here we have plexi. Oh, here we go. Bag full of fixings, and they look nicely labelled. 2x2, yeah, M2s by 2.5 for 3 mils. Okay, look at this. Well, as you can see, everything seems to be all very nice. Oh, look at that. There's a lot of fixings in here for a little case. I'll tell you, 28? Jesus. Okay. Right. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, this is the OLED. So keep that to one side. There seems to be a couple of RGB fans. A mini screwdriver. Okay. This looks like a coin cell, some jumpers, an extender, some rubber feet. So here we've got a similar sort of fan arrangement like the Pi 52 jobs. Okay, we got here a couple of ribbon cables, power switch, NVMe. There's your board. It looks like it can take all 4 popular sizes. There we go. SD header extender. Oh, these look like pogo pins. Port, so it gives you 2 full-size HDMIs. Plugs in to do that. Some more port magic with an RGB, or 3 RGB LEDs on there. Okay, there's, oh, what have we got in the bottom here? Some more plexi panels, a little spanner, and the case itself. Well, what can I say? The case actually feels quite substantial. That looks to be 1.5 mil, I'd say. I don't know how well this is going to come out in the video, but it's actually got printed on what everything does. It's got a very nice finish to it. Yeah, look at that. It's all ready to go once we build it up. Ah, so that'll be for the power button. According to the printed instructions here, it says you've got to disassemble the case. Now there's only one screw in each corner, so first thing we're going to do is use their screwdriver and take these two out. There we are. And yeah, that definitely disassembles it. Right, so now we can do away with this piece for the time being. Now according to this, we've got to put in some standoffs. So we need, oh, this is what? Okay, so what we've got to do here is we've got to put two 2.5 by 5s in the back, two 2.5 by 8s in the left hand side, and two 2.5 by 6s at the front. Well, it's not as if we can get that wrong, is it? Okay, so we're going to have to move that out of the way. 2.5 by 6. Now we need 2.5 by 4 screws, and I bet that's the big bag of 25 we had. There we go. 2.5 by 4s. So we're going to do these two at a time so we don't get messed up, because that looks like it could entirely happen. Right, so just going to take two of these out. He says. There we go. And we need two of these 2.5 by 6s. And they're going to go there and there. Okay. Now I've just dropped that screwdriver into the never never because I've got crap everywhere. So I'm going to use this one next to me, and we go 2.5 by 6, and here we go. So I'm just going to spin that on there. Boom. There we go. Now this spanner does actually fit the standoffs, which is a really nice touch, because I'm going to monkey fist these down. There we go, that's nice and tight. Okay, next one is 2.5.5, and you might have noticed that there's 3 in here, so I don't know if they need them later, but it doesn't look like it. They give you one spare, which is good. So 2.5 by 5s, and then here we go, 2 of these. The folding quality of the steel and the finish quality is very, very good, I must admit. Well, I don't think it is steel, I think it's alley, to be honest with you. Right, okay, here we go, and monkey fist. Very nice. Although 1 mil between it is, yeah, that's something you could very easily get wrong. So these are 2.5 by 8s, and there's 2 of these again. There we go. And we are just going to take another 2 of these. This is probably what looks like the hardest part of the build. And it's obviously critical you get these lengths right, otherwise you're going to put stress on something that you shouldn't be putting stress on. Here we go. I'll just spin them on and use the little spanner and just give it a good nip up. After all, you're not really planning for it to come undone again, are you? There we go. And that is step 2 done. So the next step is the pie. Now my pie is in a flirt case currently, so let's just take this apart. And it would, wouldn't it? That's about right. So let's just put that in there so I don't lose it. Get on there. Now this is an 8 gig Raspberry Pi 5 that I'm using, but you can put any Raspberry Pi 5 in. I'm just going to quickly spin down these screws so I don't lose them out of my flirt case. If you're like me, you have stuff everywhere, and then when you go to do something, you slip or you knock something and suddenly you lose screws. Right, that's out of there. So here we go. So the first thing we've got to do is take our Raspberry Pi 5, and we need the micro SD extender, like that. And that should plug in there like that. Very nice. Note that it can go past the holes, see, and then they don't line up, so you just need to make sure that the holes, you pull it back out enough so the holes are in line. See what I mean? Okay, step 3. Step 4. Right, so you've got a little coin cell, that's what that is for. So step 4 would be to plug these in. Now if you're doing this by hand, in your hands, just be careful you put it inwards and you don't slip and bend or anything like that. So just gently push it in. Make sure it's just in like that. There we go. Right, so step 5 is insert the button cell, which is around here somewhere. There we go. One of these had button cells. It's a very strange cell size, that one. Dun, dun, dun. Right, okay. That goes in there like that. So far, so good. Okay, so step 6 is fit the header, and that's this. And what it is this header fits on here, like that, like that. With hindsight, I think you might want to fit the header to this before you put it into your Pi so you don't bend it. Right, now the next thing is there should be a small jumper cable go across there. So let's just open this up and see what we've got in here. Now, we've got some stuff in here. Yeah, that that doesn't really help, to be honest. Now, the reason why that doesn't help is I've got two of these small cables and a power cable. These small cables are 2-pin. So, yeah, okay. We'll just pick one of them. Now for this, I'm going to have to put my glasses on. Or rather, my big magnifier so I can see what I'm actually doing. That one, because there's two little guide lugs that need popping in. There we go, like so. Now I hope that's right, because I've actually got two of these little cables here, so I'm not sure what the other one's for. That is point number 7. Now point number 8 is to use one of these, and yeah, this is the ribbon cable. So according to this, it goes in this way. So the black piece goes towards the front, you push it down and it's locked in. I suspect that's for the NVMe board. Okay, so as you can see on the instructions here, it's telling you what to do. The black one to the front of the board, lift up that little retainer, slide it in and push the retainer down. So we take our board, we take all this stuff, and it actually goes this way round. And this is why it's going to be better to line it all up first. Let me just have a look for the light. Yeah. So according to this, we've got to put that on there like that. There. And we need to take 4 of these standoffs. And yet again, they give you another spare. This is really good. Really good. So we just spin that on there very lightly. And I'm going to recommend you do this to the Pi first. There we are. And that's because I want to make sure that it actually lines up with the other board. You know what, I'm going to take the standoff off a second, because that's got to be easy to do after the fact. That one, however, is not easy. Oh dear. Right, so first snag. It's not lining up as well as I'd liked. Yeah, that's not fitting. So let's have a look and see why. Yeah, it's not a million miles out at all. So one of these is because of just how I was holding it. I know you can't see what I'm doing, so let me try and hold it so you can. I'm just tightening it up so that we can, there we go. It's getting started, that's the problem. It's not that it's a bad fit per se, It's actually getting it started on the standoff underneath. Now, don't know how the hell we're going to get this. This is the most difficult one because it's in the corner. Doesn't want to screw in the standoff underneath it. Not really sure why. Let me just see if I can't persuade that over a little bit. Well, it is central. Ah, okay. Now, what happened was, is that getting it started, that's the issue here. So let's just... Now, I'm not going to monkey fist this, I'm just going to nip them up on the spanner. There we go. And then I'm going to re-pop on that standoff there, so it should be nice and ready. So, the next thing it needs is to put two 2.5x4 screws in. And luckily these are the easiest to get to, so shouldn't be no problem. There we go, and straight in whop. And now that's done, the SD card's perfect. Oh, it's a really nice fit. Okay, so, and there we are, up to point number 9. So, the next thing we want to do is put the power switch in. Ah, okay. I can see why it says do it afterwards. So, the power switch has just got a rubber seal on it. So we just spin that off and put that through there. Now, here we go. We can just spin that down and then use the other end of the spanner to lock it in place. And there we go. I have absolutely monkey fisted that. So I'm going to recommend you don't. Otherwise the rubber gasket gets splayed everywhere. So I'm just going to do it so that it's nicely tight. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Right, so the next thing we've got to do for point number 11 is get some thermal pads on. And these mint green ones here are what we're talking about. So let's see. For some reason it's not yeah, okay, So it's saying that you're going to skip the memory no, that doesn't look right to me. Well, yeah, it's saying that you're going to miss the memory out and you're going to thermal pad these. Now I know the memory doesn't start throttling till 85 degrees, but I would have at least thought it would have been on there. Yeah, now this is just a flat plate, so that will plug in like this. Okay, I'm not crazy about that, I must admit. I thought the memory would have got put on there as well, but there you go. Right, so I've just peeled off one side and stick it in position. Do that to the next one. These pads are not the nicest things to position. There we go. Right, now what we need to do is, while it's there and without lifting, take the other sides of the pads off. Oh, and that one lifts. At the end of the world. Come on, get back down. There we go. So that's them done. So what we need to do now is put this on. Now these are push-in like plastic screws. They don't screw though, they just interference through the board. There we go. Anyone that's fitted a heatsink on a PC in the last few years will soon know about these. There we go. And it's down. Now at the back here, this little cap. Just knock that cap out because we need the fan header to get plugged in. Again, I've got to use my magnifiers so I know which way round we're going, and it is this way. There we go. So it gets plugged in there. And this one, even though it's not telling you, where's that one got to go? Yeah, okay, that must go on to the next one. So, right, so we're up to point 12. So, point 14, point 13, 12 was put this in place, 13 was push it in. There you go. Right, so the next point, point 14, is this one, which is why I just looked a bit perplexed, because I thought, right, where's the power going? But it's on this board. So here we go. And that goes above there. Oh, yeah, definitely pogo pins. Right, so let's get that one out of the way. And then we Right, this one might be a bit more of a pig to get in. Right, because of the pogo pins, it'll try and force its way up. So what we're going to do, get two of these ready. 2.5x4s. Okay. Now we're just going to get it into position. Like so. I recommend you keep holding it down until both screws are in, because otherwise the pogo pins could jump to the side. I've never built one of these before, which is, oh, what a pig. Which is why it's looking so awkward. But it really isn't. There we go. Just make sure they're okay. No. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but oh, come on. There. See the pin's not lined up? So I'm just going to try and persuade it into position. What I'm going to do is use a flat bladed screwdriver and then just nudge it out. There we go. And there we have it. Now, there. See? Now they're actively engaged here and here. So that's something just to be careful of. Fits in the top there like that. Just like that. There we go. Conscious of time, how long this is going on for. Right, so I got a NetAC 500 gig. Now the reason why I bought one of these is because it's on its compatible list, and not all SSDs are compatible. It lists in the documentation that it doesn't like them with a Phison controller, so yeah. So we're going to get this. Now this I've already programmed, and basically what you do is you put it into a USB caddy, then you flash it just like an SD card using the Raspberry Pi imager. It really is that simple. So you slide this in there at an angle, get it lined up. You don't put it in flat, you push it in like this. There you go, just like that, so it clicks. Then you push it down to the board. And then you bolt it down. In this case, I've got 2 screws, so I'm going to take one of these out. There we go. And just do that up. So that's in place. Now, how does this go in? So according to this has got a different type of connector here, so you just make sure that's up, and then you just slot that in there like that. It'll only go in, don't force it. Right, this one lifts up. So you flip it up 90 degrees, push it in so it's home, and then push it down like that. Okay. So that's that. And again, it tells you in the instructions how to fit it. That's 0.16. So it says we've got to fit this down with 2 2.4mm screws and a 2048 rivet. Oh, okay. That's, you can see. So you turn that round like that. The 4 pins go through there. I'm going to have to pick this up and look at it while I'm doing this. Let me just get my... Every time I say I'm going to put some glasses on, what I'm actually putting on is this monstrosity. So I can see. I'm actually wearing glasses as well, but... Right, let me just line this up so I know what I'm doing. There you go, got it. All 4 will come through, and you'll see all 4 come through the top there. Right there. and then you just push down until it meets that. But there's a problem. Why is that not fitting? Right, what you got to do is you've got to manoeuvre this cable out of the way, well and truly. There you go. Now it fits. So you've got to route the power cable around the front of the stand, because otherwise it gets trapped between the two boards. That will go, the head of the rivet will go through, but you've got no hope getting the body through. None at all. Right, so here we go. If you look here, it says insert, push, lock. And clearly the whole thing goes through both boards, but the hole is just not big enough. Now, I could take it back apart, drill it and do that, but to be honest with you, it's not going anywhere. It's really not. I've just put the head of it through, as you can see here. And it's just to keep it stable, and that is stable. Because you've got two screws here and here, that is literally not going anywhere. Let's get this bit sorted. So what you get is a couple of what they call dust filters. Which are like a gauze type deal. And what you've got to do is got to use the M3.5 by 10s, which are these, the bigger screws. Let's just hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. There we go. So what we've got to do is pop that over the top there like so, and then drop these through. So it doesn't sound too bad. Don't really envisage much problem there. Just wondering which way round it it tends to rotate. Sometimes you get a little marker on the side, but not. No. So do that. There we go. Now, according to the illustration, the it goes around this way. Let's just do that up. Now these cut into the fan holes, so yeah. So if you look at the illustration here, you can see that the fan blades are open inside the case, which is what they are here. I say open, and that's as opposed to having the back was solid. So do the same thing again. There we go. And there we go. They're in place. Now it says to put the wires in the middle, according to the instructions. So we've got protective paper, and let's have a look now. This is using the other two rivets. So this looks like a IO expander. So now this works, this fits perfectly. So the rivets just drop through, and then they drop through there as well. So you push it down and then clip, clip, just like that. That's how it should work. And as you can see in the bottom here, the rivets have splayed out. There we are. So that is 0.19. Now, the OLED fixes to this. Again, this is one of these that pivots, so you pivot it up. Take our OLED. Now, which way does that go in? Dun, dun, dun. Like that. So, there you go. Black tape upwards. That's all good. So, with that, oh, apparently we've got to fit the fans to this. So we take our fans like this. IO header like this, and just plug the fans in. And they're nicely labelled, plus and minus. The universal fan colours are in effect, black and red. Red is quite obviously positive. And they're DuPont connectors, so you can't get that wrong. Just, there you go. Just plug them in. Jobs are good. Okay. Right, so that's that one. And now it wants you to put it all together in one nice move. So, So what we're going to do is we're going to put that over the top there like so. That's going to go like that. And then we are just going to pop our 2 screws in from the beginning. And I'm going to put them in diagonal corners for the time being. Now, that kind of nips that, so you've got to be a bit careful there. Now we need to manoeuvre this board in position. Come on. If you do it the way I've just done it, be careful to get it lined up right. Right, so that's really quite a compact unit. Okay. Well, we're getting there now. Right, so the next step is we've got to put a load of 2.5mm screws in the back and get the plexiglass on, which is going to be a doddle. So give me a few minutes and I'll be back. Right, so here we are. The 2 side panels are on, and I've put all the tiny little screws in. As you can see here, it looks very nice. So the last steps to do are to put the foam on the bottom, and you get some foam strips here. So yeah, turn it upside down, and here we go. Don't want to come off. Well, that one disintegrated. Hey ho. Oh, that's better. Not liking these very much, I must admit. Might want to pick up some better quality ones off eBay or something. There we go. And the light pipe. so that you can see the power LED, which is here somewhere. So yeah, there's a tiny little plastic, well, I'm going to say tube, it's not, here it is. So all you do is you take that, it's domed at one end, and just push it through. Apparently that's it. Yep, it just pushes in interferences in. There we go. Now I've got to say that this feels extremely sturdy, without a doubt. You can barely twist it. It's, yeah. And the OLED's protected at the front because this piece of acrylic actually covers the OLED. So yeah, very happy. So next thing to do is get it powered up and yeah, get the software on. So build's complete in a minute. I'd just like to say before I move on to the build, as I'm packing all this stuff up with all the odds and sods that are left over, it's I've just found a 2048 rivet. So I think you're supposed to use that in the middle. Still, it doesn't matter. I used the pin out of a 2049, but yeah, at least they have provided for it. So anyway, on with the software. Okay, so here you can see it in operation. It's actually downloading some updates at the moment, and yeah, this is what it looks like working. As we can see, we've got nothing on the OLED. The light pipe is working. It's flashing, showing some activity. You've got an internal light there where the NVMe is, and there's a couple of fans in the back that do well, just a rotating colour show, as you can see here. Now as it stands now, without any scripts installed, if you shut down, it will in fact leave all the lights on, which is a bit annoying, but we're going to solve that when we put the scripts in. So yeah, let's wait for this to download, and then I'll head over to screen cap and we'll go from there. Right, so everyone, you can see I've got the Raspberry Pi booted up. I've got BTOP running, which is a really nifty sort of system monitor, and I've also got the web page open in Firefox for this case, the PIRONMAN 5. So here you can see that we're going to do a couple of things on the screen. The first we're going to do is to do this one. We're going to manually edit the EEPROM. So let's just open up. I've got to jump across screens to do this, so bear with me a second. There we go. Right, so the first thing we're going to do then is we're going to edit the EEPROM. So we're going to take this, right click, go copy, and then paste it in here, press enter, whop, straight in. And as you can see, we've got these things here. Let's just change this. The power on halt, it says to change to 1. No problem. Right, so we need to go Control X to save modified buffer, yes. Press Y, right to boot conf, press enter. Boom. There we go. Update successful. Right, so the next thing we've got to do is downloading and installing the PIRONMAN 5 module. Oh, we're going to have to do a few things there. So let's, oh, this could take a little while. Let's just copy this in. Yeah, okay, it's working. Done. We've got to install this next one. Yeah, I've got a little bit of lag because I'm actually looking at this through my capture device, which is just a USB capture, so it's really cheap and cheerful. Here we go. Oh, it's already the newest version. Look at that. Now, last one now. Let's... Come on. Copy. Paste this in the terminal. And enter. Look at that. So, it likes all that. Right. Let's see what we can do here. So, we need to go CD. And then it's the tilde, I believe. Where's a tilde gone? That one? No. Where's my tilde gone? There it is. Boom. I didn't like that. Right, so what we'll do then is we'll just cut and paste it as is. Here's probably still not up. That's why I didn't have a space in there. That's the thing with Linux, it has to be exactly right. Spaces and also whether it's up or lowercase, that also matters. Right, so let's just type that in. There you go, cloning into PIRONMAN 5. So it should be grabbing it from there. While that's doing that, I'm just going to select the next line. Copy. And that's coming down now. Right, I've plugged in an external dongle now for the internet. The signal strength is showing as full, whereas the Broadcom is yeah, not. So what we're going to do is, let's have a look. Let's go back to installing the PIRONMAN 5 module. We got to this part here. Let's just copy. There we go. Let's try that again. Oh look, 1.8 megabytes per second. Yeah, that's a bit better. 1.9. Yeah, I like this a lot better. Yeah, I'm not sure whether it's the case doing this, because it was working before I put it in this case. It's a bit strange I've got to use an external dongle and it works. Okay, so let's do this. Bam, and the last one here to put the install on it is this one. Here we go. That seems to be working okay. A system reboot is required afterwards. Of course it is. And it's saying that the OLED screen will display all this stuff, and 4 RGB LEDs will light up in blue with a breathing mode. The fans won't spin unless the temperature hits 60 degrees. Oh well, that's not too bad. Okay. Now right now I have to say that my computers are much louder than the PIRONMAN. It's really quiet. Surprisingly so. It's got 3 fans in it and you can barely hear it. There it goes, installing the packages. Well, you can see in BTOP on the right hand side that the CPU is really not being taxed. It's only 43 degrees. So it's nice and chilly, really. Whoa, something's just happened. Right, let's get the phone camera on. so you can see what's just happened here. Right, so here we have on the screen what's going on, and above us it's changed to blue on the LEDs at the top, but the rear fans haven't gone on. So we've got these two lights at the front on the top plate that's come on top PCB, and look at that, the OLED has come on. Also, look at the CPU fan, it's not even turning. It's at 43 degrees. Damn. So that's nice and chilly. Here we go, restart for the changes. Let's go yes. So we'll do that, and it's just shut down. We're going down for a reboot now. Now the PIRONMAN is completely blank. All lights have now gone off this time. Let's see if I can show you this. Look. We're still waiting on a reboot. I don't know what it's doing here. It must be some kind of timer. But we're waiting on a reboot. And the only lights on are the ones on the NVMe at the bottom. So I don't know how long this is going to last before it actually comes back up. Let's have a look. Yeah, so you can see we've just got, oh, something's happened. It's gone red. Both fans are the same. The lights come on. Okay, so the access lights come on a light pipe, and yeah, we're starting. Desktop's coming back up. Boom. Right, so we're back on. Here we go. Let's just get our stuff back up again. There we go, B-top. So the OLED is back on. I say back on, it's actually on. It's good. Let's load up Firefox. I know it's much more heavyweight than Chromium, but I quite like Firefox. So there we go. Oh, that's because I didn't do that. Right, so it's going to bring this back. There we go. Look at that. We're going to need a terminal. There we go. Let's drop this over here. Boom. Right. So we've done that. So we've got the restart the PIRONMAN 5 service. That's all working. Set up Home Assist. Here we go. Let's go down to controller commands or dashboard. Once you've installed PIRONMAN 5, and you automatically set up. Right, so we can put the IP address in at port 34001. Okay. So if we go local host, there we go. Oh, look at that. Right, so there's a dashboard in a web page. That's pretty swift. What's going on with the storage? Yeah, memory's there, processors there. Oh, that's pretty cool. So let's see what happens when we click the settings. Oh, of course we've got to have dark. There you go. Dark mode, fan mode, RGB enable, RGB color, so you can set your colors up, brightness, breathing. That's actually really good. Really quite impressed with that. So there we have it. Let's yeah, where am I going? Let's do that. There we go. Well, yeah, so there we have it. The OLED on the front displays. Let's get a good picture of that, shall we? Right, so this is the OLED on the front, and I've zoomed right in, as you can see. It's displaying your IP address, and it's displaying your temperature and load, RAM and disk. That is superb, absolutely superb. I really like that. So what are we saying about this? Well, I like it. The build, it's not difficult. So it only takes around about half an hour, and I've never made one before. I only made the one mistake with that press-in stud, but it works very well. I'm not sure what's going on with the Wi-Fi. Really am not. That's very strange. But I've plugged in an external and that works perfectly. I do know that the Wi-Fi was working perfectly on this board beforehand. It may be the metal construction. If you've got one of these, just put a comment in the comments here and let us know how you're getting on with your Wi-Fi, because it seems to be yeah, just dropping out. So I'm not, yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on there. It may be the case, it may not, I don't know, but I think the case is worth it. I really like the NVMe part of it. To be fair though, there's only certain times where you can see the difference or feel it, for me anyway. I thought it was really going to bring it to a next level, but it doesn't seem to. It's a little bit more responsive, but start up and shut down, they're still waiting for something, so I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, I'm very happy with it, and I definitely recommend it to anyone else. So yeah, this video's gone on quite a while now, so I'm going to wrap this up. But thanks for watching. Check out my compadres in the description, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.